On today's Heart Happy tutorial, we're going to make a reversible apron out of an ordinary panel. Stay tuned. Hi y'all, this is Melissa at Mtn Quilting, and today's Heart Happy tutorial is going to be on this awesome reversible apron. This is an apron made with an ordinary 24-inch panel that has adjustable straps, and I'm going to show you all the things that you need to do to make this. Before we get started on this project, I want to go over a list of supplies that you need. First, I use the apron duet. It's two aprons in one. I use this pattern to help me create this. You'll need a 24-inch panel, and you need to make sure that it goes in the correct direction. And then you'll need some kind of coordinating fabric, the same size, 24 inches. And you'll need to pick out extra material for your straps. You also will need your rotary cutter, of course a pair of scissors, and some type of marking tool so that we can measure and cut out all of our designs. Okay, let's get started. All right, the first thing that you want to do is you want to cut off all the selvage ends on both pieces. You also want to make sure that your panel is nice and square, and you want to do the same for your backing fabric or the second side. So in today's case, I'm using this awesome 4th of July Americana type panel, and then I picked out a coordinated fabric that I thought that would look awesome on the back. So I went ahead and got all of that prepped and ready to go. All right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your panel, and I'm just going to do both pieces of fabric at the same time, the backing and the panel itself. I'm going to line them up at the top, and I want to fold it in half, just like so. All right, so I have half of my panel up here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to cut out this section right here. So the way that you do this is you need to measure over 4.5 inches, and we need to measure down 10 inches, and then we're going to cut off that section. Now what I would do is base it off of your panel. You know, if your panel has some decoration here at the top, you can maybe tweak those numbers a little bit just so that you're not cutting off some of your, the nice part of your panel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what I want to do is I want to take my ruler, and I want to go over 4.5 inches, and I'm going to put a little mark here. And you might have to have a couple of different colors just so that it will show up. So I got my mark there. And then I'm going to go down on my panel to 10 inches. And I'm going to put a mark there. All right, now the thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and we're going to cut out a triangle measuring with these two measurements. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our 4.5 measurement, 4.5 inches down to our 10 inch. We're going to line our ruler up to that. And we're just going to slice that piece off. Just like so. Oh no, I cut my panel. All right, now that we have our triangles cut out of our apron top, what we want to do now is we want to fix our straps. So there are two skinny straps for the top of the apron, and then we have two that are a little bit thicker for the sides of it. So I've already done that, took the liberty of doing that for most of them. So here's my skinny one, there's my larger one, and then there's my second skinny one. The instructions for the pattern calls for something a little bit different, but you can adjust it to however it works best for you. So the way that you make this is you're going to cut it based off of what the instructions tell you to cut this. So you're going to cut it into strips. You're going to find your center, and then you're going to fold to your center, and then fold over again, and then you're going to sew straight down here, top stitch it to hold it together so that it's nice and held together here. So I'm going to make sure this is done, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so I got all my straps top stitched down, and now we're ready to assemble our apron. So this is really exciting. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to put like sides together, and you're going to line everything up. Before I get everything pinned down and lined up, I want to put my straps inside. so that they're not seen when we're doing our sewing. So just going to lay this out here, and I'm going to find a place that I want my straps. So my skinny straps, remember, are going to be on the top because we don't really like to have really thick straps on around our neck. So I'm going to put one there at the top. All right, and then we'll put the other one at the top in about the same location, like that. All right, and then I'm going to take the top of my apron and I'm going to line it up to those corners there, and I'm going to put a little pin there so it doesn't shift on it. All right, next thing I want to do is I need to do the exact same thing for my side straps. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit here, and you can kind of see here, I just put it a little bit down from my cut. So I'm going to do the same thing here because it really fit well that way. So here is my, where the triangle come down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put one strap here, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And put that strap down there, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to continue pinning around my apron until I get it all pinned and ready to sew. As soon as I do that, we'll show you how to do the sew. I'll be right back. Now that we got everything pinned up, we're going to take it over to the sewing machine. But first, let's talk about a few things. We want to make sure that we leave our straps inside. You don't want any of the strap hanging out except for the end of it, because that means it'll get sewed inside your apron and you don't have a strap to tie up with. Also, remember to leave you a space somewhere that you can turn this inside out. So I'm going to leave it on the side. I just think the side is the best place to turn it and then re-sew it back together. All right, so let's head over to the machine, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around, leaving a gap open so we can turn it inside out. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna reverse over that strap and head back over. So I sewed all the way around, and I remembered to leave a little hole for turning, so we need to turn it inside out. We'll do that now. All right, so I've got everything turned out. I'm going to look at it, make sure it looks really good. Loving it. Love it. All right, so the next thing we want to do is you want to press it open. You want to make sure that you get all these, everything pushed out as best you can. Go ahead and press it, and then make sure you get these corners out. And then the next thing you're going to do is we're going to do a top stitch all the way around it again, just to make this lay nice and flat. And as you can see here, we did that with this one as well. So let's get pressing. So wasn't this fun? So let's get out there and make our heart happy and make yourself one. I know that you've got some panels laying around that could be put to good use. Here at Fork Mountain Quilting, we believe in doing what makes our heart happy. So long for now, and I will see you later.